Have you ever asked yourself, hey, how can I draw Goku from Dragon Ball Z? If you did, you're in the right place. My name is Felipe, this is Drawn to Class, and today we're going to talk about Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Stay with me. Growing up in the 90s was weird to say the least. Don't get me wrong, it was fun, it was nice, but most of the things that we take for granted today were just like big news in the 90s. So growing up in the 90s was a fun and at the same time super weird time, especially if you grew up in Brazil, where I did. What happened is that we were just coming out of a weird political time, and because of this and because of economy and for a series of reasons that kids did not understand, that I didn't understand at the time, and they were from such different times, it just gets confusing. You see, one of my favorite cartoons was from Goofy, in which he learns how to drive. Actually, he's a driver. It's a reference to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and he's Mr. Driver or Mr. Walker and Dr. Driver. I don't remember. But when he drives, he becomes a monster. It was, at least I like to think it was very funny. There was also the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was one of my favorite cartoons. I still hold it very dear to my heart. And of course, there were Thundercats. They were also amazing. And and then there was the anime. And anime, if you're not aware, they are cartoons from Japan. Basically, it's the same thing as animation, but people who really like anime, they say, no, it's not the same as cartoons. But trust me, it's just a cartoon, and they're made in Japan. So what happened is that we grew up watching anime, and the thing is, this Goofy cartoon is from the 50s. Thundercat is from the end of the 80s. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was like from the 90s, the beginning of the 90s. Our times was all messed up. We didn't really know when the cartoons we were watching were made. When you watch cartoons today and you see that they kind of aim at a similar public, it makes us wonder what life would be like for us who grew up in the 90s, in which the cartoons were all over the place because they were done in such different times, and just there in the end of the 80s and beginning of the 90s did Brazil had access to them, and so we just had to watch all of them. Had to watch, I mean, because we were kids, they weren't forcing us to watch anything. But still, one of the funniest thing there was when we finally got to see a violent anime. At least for me, it was the first time I saw people who were fighting in an anime, like actual fighting, and sometimes they would bleed or they would have bruises and or marks, and this was pretty outstanding. Of course, my parents didn't like it at all, but I love watching this. The name of this cartoon was Sensei, and it was about a guy who used to wear armor and he had friends. The main character, nobody really likes the main character, I think, but I used to like two or three of his best friends. Probably because of Sensei. Guys my age, they grew up really anxious about having more of this shonen kind of anime, the anime that is they're aimed to boys. Uh, and why wouldn't we? I mean, there were fights. They were a bit violent, maybe a lot violent. They were funny sometimes. It was just wonderful. So on Sundays we used to have some cartoons, and I still don't understand why this would happen on Sunday in the morning. So there was like Street Fighter, and there was I think Fly used to be on TV, and the original Dragon Ball. Where I got to see the original Dragon Ball with Goku as a kid and running and doing his weird stuff. At the time, I thought it was silly, and today I think Kid Goku is even better than Adult Goku. The Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball phase is like my favorite. I'm not saying I hate Dragon Ball Z or anything. I really love it, and I have it very. I hold it very dear in my heart. But when I read again and when I watch again the scenes with young boy Goku, I have the most fun. They were a blast. They were super funny. They were really special. because most of the Japanese cartoons were reaching Brazil little by little. Whenever there was a new one, we would get really excited. We would call our friends, we would discuss it, and little by little, our friends were dropping their interest. Less people would be interested at each time because they were growing up and they were teenagers, and there's girls, there's parties. At some point, while in the beginning there were like 15 to 20 kids who used to watch cartoons together. At the end of the decade, we were like just 3 or 4 because we were insisting on watching cartoons while everybody else was worried about, parties and girls and etc. I can't say they were wrong. I'm just saying that's what happened, and that's why I'm here. So one of the cartoons that finally hit Brazil in the beginning of the 2000s was Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Z was outstanding. There were fights. They could fly. They could fight and fly at the same time. They were so fast that we couldn't see them very well. To be totally honest, the fights were amazing. Some of the Dragon Ball Z fights, I remember them until today as if it was yesterday. So, as I like Dragon Ball this much, and as drawn to class, a lot of kids participate and ask for which cartoon was going to be coming up next. I had 2 cartoons that were high in the request, and I said, okay, now you have to make a decision. Which cartoon would you want to learn how to draw first? So it made me very surprised when I found out that they chose Peppa Pig instead of Goku. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Actually, yes, I'm a little bit mad because I'm mad because of stuff. I mean, they could have chosen Goku and they decided to go with Peppa Pig. So, yes, if you're here, you're going to learn how to draw Peppa Pig. If you're here watching this video and you feel tricked, you feel like I clicked a clickbait and this guy is going to draw Peppa Pig now, and you really want to learn how to draw Goku, stay a little bit longer. I think I may have something for you. It's not exactly what you want, but it's something. But in case you just want to draw Peppa Pig, stay right now. We're going to learn how to draw Peppa Pig. This is going to be a very short episode, I think, because... Okay. First of all, drawing Peppa is not as easy as I thought it would be. I feel like I misjudged her. She's more complicated a being than I thought. Because here, okay, it looks a lot like I'm drawing a whistle. You know, a whistle. Let me get a whistle here. See, it looks a lot like a whistle. Also, it looks like something I don't think it was supposed to be. So, okay. So, I think this looks like Peppa, actually, right? Let's see. Round and then this now. Also, not so good. I think she has this. I think her chin and her cheeks are larger than I'm thinking. Are they round? No, they aren't. Okay. Alright, I think we did it. I think it's... There she is. So this is actual Peppa. Okay, Peppa, it's time for Peppa to help us because, I mean... Alright, I can't believe I'm going to do this, but yes, we're tracing over. We're tracing over Peppa because she's harder to draw than I had supposed before. Yeah, it's kind of loose. At least her face is kind of loose, but the rest of her body is pretty straight or like well angular shapes for the body. Okay, that's her hand. Alright, so finally we have Peppa. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we've got Peppa done. So, if I'm not mistaken, I can just like remove this drawing now and draw Peppa by myself. Based on this one. that I just did. Mm-hmm. Okay, where am I going now? No. Okay, this is a failed attempt at drawing Peppa. You need to remember that when you're trying to draw something, you can't start by thinking, oh, everything I do is going to be amazing, because sometimes they just aren't amazing. Sometimes they suck. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. No. Okay, it looks like a weird animal. Looks like a dog looking to the side, like, ooh. Yeah, it's definitely a dog now. Okay, now I don't even know what it is. Enough, enough. Okay, those are just failed attempts. I mean, when you look at Peppa, when you look at the cartoon, when you look at her, you think it's supposed to be a very easy thing to draw. I mean, when you look at her, when you look at Peppa, when you see the cartoon, it seems it's something that's gonna be very easy to draw, right? So why it isn't? Hmm. You know what? I think we got this time. Yes. Uh-oh. Oh. All right. So this is basically a graveyard of failed attempts. But I think it started well. I think it had a good shape in the start. So let's try to use the shape we had at the start. Her crazy eyes. Her heart on her head. I don't know what that is. Happy face. Okay, I think we got it. I think we finally drew Peppa. I mean, we didn't have to trace over the real drawing. I think we should compare and. I mean, I think I have already drawn pig before. Like, I know how to draw pigs. I like to think, but yeah, this is just not working. See, right now, right now, Peppa is literally laughing at my face. You thought you had me figured out, right? Okay, bye, Peppa. Let's try to draw Peppa again. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. See, sometimes that's it. You start with a nice round shape. You say like, okay, I know exactly where I'm going with this, and then it just doesn't work. Like it already isn't what I expected. It looks like it looks like one of those mad cartoons. Oh, alright, whatever, whatever. Why do I keep drawing something when it clearly isn't right? So, this is not bad at all. So, the graveyard of dreams of drawing Peppa. So many of those. So many. Nothing to do. Okay, nothing to do but to move on, I suppose. Um, okay, I already hate it. I just hate it. Okay, I don't hate it. It doesn't look like Peppa, but it looks like someone nice. See? Okay, now it looks like a dog with the tongue out. Alright, let's try to fix this. And okay, now it's not Peppa at all. So this is the thing. I think I have already drawn pigs in the past. So this is the thing, and this is what making me crazy. I think I have already drawn pigs in the past. This is like not the first time I draw pigs. You know what? It's fine when a person says, I can draw pigs, but I think you want to see me drawing a pig, right? But I can prove it. I can prove it. See, it's not this. Its face, look, its chubby cheeks. Pigs have a lot of hair, so hairy chain. Its ears, round butt. Hinder legs. No. Legs hinder. Okay. See, I think you agree with me that that's a pig, right? No? I'm feeling so insecure about drawing Peppa right now. It's insane. Okay, let's try to paint it pink. Maybe it's gonna help. So, okay, pink, 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 pink. Okay, now you need to agree with me that I'm drawing a pig, right? Some spots because it sleeps like on the mud. It's supposed to be dirtier on his belly and his legs and under his chin. But what the hell? He's all dirty. It's a pig, okay? He's happy being a pig. Or she is, I don't know. Let's try to clean this. See, sometimes when the drawing is nice, you don't even need to have the lines around it. You can make do without the lines. Let me see. It doesn't look like a pig. Maybe if I try harder, I mean it. I can draw a pig. I can prove it to you. I'm gonna totally draw a pig, and then you're going to see like, okay, he can draw pig. He just can't draw Peppa. So why is he even teaching us to draw Peppa if he can't? That's it. It's a pig. It's totally a pig now. I can draw a pig. I think we're done, right? Graveyard of Dreams. I'm going to try to do different. I'm going to try to start with the color and then we try to add the line work after. Anyways, Peppa is nothing but line work, so we're going to need to use line work for her anyways. No. No, and also her body is so much smaller than this is. Not good. She's still laughing at me, you see? Ooh. Why is this so difficult? It looks like a kid drew it. Why is it this difficult? When you trace over it, it's perfect. See, it's like the same drawing. Chances are, if you have started to try to draw Peppa with me at the beginning of the video, by now you have probably already finished drawing her, and I still can't. I still can't. Let's try. So now I'm going to try to trace over my own drawing, which was actually a tracing over the original Peppa drawing. Let's put it to the side. And let's try to finally make our own Peppa drawing. Okay, better, right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, now it looks like a horse or an ass. Okay, not a horse or an ass anymore. Now it doesn't look like one of those Peppa drawings I seen. Why? Sometimes you do something well and then you try to fix it and you ruined it. So this is what I'm doing right now, ruining stuff. Trying to go big or go home. I'm going to go enormous, gigantic, super big. And I'm already sorry. But, this may have been the best so far. Which doesn't mean a lot. I personally don't like the fact that in the drawing I chose, she's doing this face, that surprise face, you know, she's like, ooh, you made a mistake. Looks like she's judging me all the time. Try and now it's a dog. It's a Doberman, I think. Yes, no, it's not a Doberman, it's just a chubby dog. Ooh. Am I onto something here? Am I? maybe we had the breakthrough. This is interesting. See, I keep saying that it looks like a kid drew it, and the reason for it is that uh, even the lines, they cross over each one, so it really looks like it was kids drawing it. I think we should stop trying to draw Peppa. Let's try to focus on her family. I can't draw anybody in this family. It doesn't look like it, but see, I made a smiley face. Because that's what you're trying to do, right? Come up with smiley faces. Comparatively, his snout is smaller than Peppa's. And his eyes are wrong. Let's keep trying. I can still see smiley faces everywhere, but let's move on. Now, mommy, Peppa's mommy, to be totally honest, I don't hate it. Their tail. Peppa has a little brother, right? There, little brother. Okay, so let's try to go back to drawing. Oh, no. Okay. Weirdly okay, because now I know it doesn't look like the original, but at the same time it feels like the original. I think I picked the wrong pink. We can fix that though, don't worry. Yes, better. But still, the outlines, like the lines around her face, they're not this hard, I think. But I'll fix that later. Oh yes, and something else. Her cheeks, they're like really. They have that pink feature, like she's blushing all the time. But it doesn't have the trace around, so we're going to remove the trace. Yes, that's it. Okay, I guess finally after like 1 hour, it feels like an hour. Is this an hour video? While I'm thinking here, I remember actually that I recently drew Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'm going to actually put a card up there. You can click and watch it. I mean, if you hate Peppa and you want to see me drawing something that I'm a little bit better at, Sonic is right there. But when I say a little bit better, I'm not lying, because after I finished, a friend of mine, he sent me a message saying his son asked him to correct me because Sonic's legs are blue. And I drew it the same color of his arms, so it looks like Sonic is running with no pants on. So yeah, super pro teaching you guys. Does it feel like Papa? I feel it. I feel it does. Right? Her eyes are black, like the pupils are black. The pupils are black, and her shoes are black. Her arms are the same color of her face. And I guess that's it. What do you think? does, does it look like Peppa? You know what? I think we should do something else. I think we should just, go ahead and draw someone else, because I mean, you've been here with me until now, and you pretty much hate me right now, I believe. So let's try to make something out of it. Let's try to teach you English. First of all, to Peppa, they are mother and father, or mom and dad, right? Right. But each other, they are husband or wife. Came from Peppa's father's perspective, this female pig is his wife. And looking from Peppa's mother's perspective, this male pig is her husband. Yes, those are Peppa's parents. What's the meaning of parents? Parents mean your mother, your father, or your mother's and your father's. The two people that had you, they are your parents. Peppa's mother. Peppa's young brother. I think he's younger, right? He's so small. Oops. Very small indeed. This is Peppa's family. If I'm looking from Peppa's perspective, from her eyes, this guy here is her father. That over there is her mother. And that boy there is her brother. Alright? Now, from that boy perspective, this female pig here, Peppa, she is his sister. Right? Now, let's try to focus on the parents again. From their perspective, the kids are their children. And this is funny because sometimes when you call children, they get mad, like, don't call me children. But that's actually how you call someone who was born of someone else. They're children. That's the name we use. It's the correct name. For them, Peppa and the little boy, the little piglet, they are their kids, their children. One child, two children. Alright, Peppa, bye-bye. I think we had enough of Peppa right now, huh? If you like this video, please hit the like button over there. Also, it's very good for the channel, they say, if people subscribe and they like it. So if you leave a comment saying what character you would like me to draw next, that would be great. I really hope you write something like Son Goku, because I used to think Son Goku was difficult, and right now Peppa is by far the most difficult cartoon character I have ever drawn in my entire life. But yeah, if she was a Super Saiyan, I think I would do a better job at drawing her. So I hope you guys ask for Son Goku. You know what? If you ask me to draw Son Goku, I'll go Super Saiyan with you guys. That's the deal, alright? Don't let my students take over the channel. You can do it. You can select a better character for me to draw. Not a better character. I'm sorry if you really like Peppa. I just have never watched this cartoon before today. So guys, that's it. That's how you draw Peppa. It takes over an hour for us to finish. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I feel like this may be the last video of the series, because after it took it so long for me to draw Peppa, you probably are never going to see another video again. So let me help you with that. Here I'm going to post here actually a video that makes sense. I think I drew Gumball. Click here if you want to watch all of the drawn to class. But why would you if I did such a horrible job with Peppa, right? Please like and subscribe. You would help the channel a lot. And I'll be seeing you again this week. Thanks a lot and bye-bye.